You know, Heidi, I love how our cucumber vines grow so prolifically. Midsummer, they're just flourishing with all these beautiful fruits.
Yes, they are gorgeous and abundant. He's so good at growing them, but that doesn't scare me because that just means for the rest of the year a stocked pantry.
Cucumbers are a gardener's dream, of course. You know, if you grow them right, they grow vertical and they produce so much fruit, 20 and 30 and 40 pounds just for a couple of plants. So pound for pound and inch for inch, they are great.
Yes, and because we learned how to do pickling and the water bath canning process, we make pickles. It's so easy. Every year we have an abundance, so then we make the pickles. And you only need a couple things to do it, so we'd love to show you the whole process now.
People tend to think of pickling as turning cucumbers into pickles. And while that's true, the pickling process itself can be done on all kinds of different things. We do it with cabbage, green beans, and peppers along with our cucumbers, and they turn out delicious and very shelf stable. That's because you use the water bath canning process when pickling. Now, that doesn't require much in the way of tools. A stock pot, which you probably already have on hand for soups, the canning jar size tongs to help keep your fingers safe around hot water, and the jars and lids for canning.
Pickling is defined as preserving food in a solution that's called a brine, which usually is salty and has an acid content, typically with vinegar. So when we make pickles, we're doing an acid brine, which means that we can water bath can. Water bath canning is a type of canning that can be done at a lower temperature because the solution, the substance that the food is preserved in, is very acidic. If you're preserving with something that's not acidic, not a brine, no vinegar, then you need to raise the temperature in order to inhibit the growth of bacteria. And that's where pressure canning comes in, because it raises the temperature and puts it under a great deal of pressure over a long period of time. So when you cut your cucumbers, how do you slice them? Well, the traditional way to make dill pickles, which are the ones that I'm making today, are making them with cutting them as spears. I am making them as chips today, and I have various sizes of cucumbers that I've done that. And you probably ask, well, then why are you doing chips rather than the spears? Well, I've made pickles a lot, and over the last several years, I've noticed that when I make chips, that the brine tends to absorb into the flesh of these slices so much easier than the thicker spears, and you get a better taste, a better overall taste in those. And that's why I cut my chips very, very thin, probably a quarter inch or even a little thinner if you can do it. It doesn't really matter though if you got little cucumber slices or bigger cucumber slices. If you got the wide mouth jar, these big cucumber slices will easily fit down in, and that won't be a problem. It's just a matter of what you like texture wise and taste wise. The last component of our pickles is the brine. You use vinegar and water, and then you have some sort of spice and salt mix. I use a prepackaged mix. This is Mrs. Wages, and we'll put that link in the description below if you're interested specifically in this brand. But this is the kind that I like. It's a taste thing for me, and it has pretty good ingredients. You may find a recipe online for pickles that you can put your own dill and your own spices in and do it from scratch. That would be an adventurous way to do it. I've done that in the past, and the pickles, I couldn't dial in the taste exactly like I wanted, and Mrs. Wages here does a really great job. It's very easy, just for a couple bucks per packet. And when you mix that in with the vinegar and the water and heat that up, that becomes the perfect place for the pickles, the cucumbers to reside and cook and can. Now it's time to load our cucumber chips in our glass jar. We have sanitized quart jars. We run them through the sanitized cycle of our dishwasher. An alternative to that, if you don't have a sanitized cycle of your dishwasher, would be to pour boiling water into the jar all the way up to the top and let that sit for about 10 minutes, and that will sanitize the jars. We also have sanitized lids, and these are quart jars that have the wide mouth, so it's easy for us to load. I have a wooden spoon here so that as I put the chips in, I can kind of crush them down. My hands are washed, so we should have a pretty sterile environment. Let's go ahead and start. Notice that I have different sized chips. So I have small cucumbers, I have large cucumbers, and this actually makes it really nice to have that because you don't want there to be too much homogeneous substance in there. What I mean by that is you don't want this deck of cards to just lay in there like that, because that brine can't get between those if they're tight up against each other. So it's okay to have different sizes and different angles of the different chips. Put those in like that, and even if a couple are bent over, folded or something like that, it actually helps a lot to be able to get all of those crevices exposed to the brine. And you want to fill the chips up to the shoulder of the jar. And once you do that, I'll take a couple of these smaller chips. Once you do that, then you go ahead and push them down to keep your hands out of the jar as much as possible. Just like that, up to the shoulder. You want to leave a little headspace there as well so that you can pour your brine down over it and cover the entirety of your product that's in there. This is a finished jar ready for loading the brine. We finished filling our jars with the cucumber chips. I have 7 jars of cucumber chips, and I decided to do 1 jar of banana peppers just to show that you can do other vegetables with the same process. So we're ready now to start our brine. I have a mixture of vinegar, about 2/3 water and 1/3 vinegar on the stove. And it's just shy of a boil. You don't have to boil it. It just needs to be very hot. And I'm going to pour my bag of seasoning, the brine, in here. And these spices, they smell so wonderful. There's turmeric in there, and of course dill, other spices. This will mix in and dissolve. With most spices and brines, you want to make sure that if you use a metal pot to mix your brine up, that you wash the pot immediately after you use it, because it can cause pitting and different things like that. But we're safe just using it for this short period of time. So it is already warm, and I feel that it's mixed up. I don't see anything in there that's not dissolved. We're going to pour with this measuring cup into the jars and fill those up to the shoulders. Using a funnel is very helpful when pouring this liquid into the jars. Even though they're wide mouth jars, you want to make sure not to pour any in your stovetop. It is really a sticky substance, and you want to pour that up to where it's covering the cucumber chips, or spears if you have them as spears. You want to leave a little bit of headspace for the air that will come out from among the pickles, and as it cans, that air will escape to the top. But you want to make sure that the pickles themselves are covered totally with water. That is how they're going to get all of that flavor in them. So it looks a little bit like that. I'll probably pour a little bit more on top to make sure that those are covered. But you have a little bit of headspace, 1/2 inch to 1 inch is fine. Once the jars are filled, you want to seat the lids on there without any residue. You want to make sure that the ring is clean. And then when you put this ring on here, you want to tighten it totally tight and then back it off about 1/8. That will allow the pressure to release out and for these jars to seal. You don't want that too tight. I have 4 jars in the canner right now. They will stay in there for 15 minutes. They're quart jars, so quart jars, when you water bath quart jars, 15 minutes at a time. Pint jars, you water bath for 12 minutes at a time. These 4 will then come out and they'll rest, and then I'll have 4 more that will go in. If you want any more details about water bath canning, we do have a water bath canning video that we'll make sure to link at the end of this video that goes into more detail about some of the things that are related to water bath canning. After 15 minutes, you'll find that some of them have already sealed. But if they haven't, go ahead and tighten that lid up. And within several minutes, you should start hearing them pop and seal tight. All of these have sealed during the canning process, and so they're ready to just rest for 24 hours. After 24 hours, you can take the rings off, test to make sure that the seal is still tight, then go ahead and label them and store them, and you have pickles. Pickling is a great way to preserve the abundance of your summer garden, whether it's traditional cucumber pickles or things like pickled peppers. But there are some tools that you really should have when you do this process. For example, these tongs that I use to take the hot jar out of the canner, really helpful, and they avoid burns, of course. And then these funnels, we have a set of funnels that we use that make sure that we don't have any spills and that everything gets easily into the jars. These are wonderful tools, and we'll go ahead and put links in the description below. I hope this video has been very helpful to you and you're excited maybe to try your own pickles this summer. Blessings from our homestead to yours.